Hello and welcome to another episode of Swim Sets by the Pool. This is the podcast where you get your free swim workouts and swim tips on how to swim better. My name is Nathan Cohen. I'm a professional triathlete and I just love swimming. With me, as always, is the Greg Harper.
What's up? I'm Greg Harper. I am the fastest swimmer in triathlon, as they say. People know me as that. I identify as that. And I once raced Michael Phelps and lost. But and I'll prove that I'm the fastest swimmer in triathlon when I come out first at the 70.3 World Championships in Taupo in December. So I'm putting it out there now.
Wow,
That's what I'm gonna do.
he's putting it out there now, folks. I actually have full confidence in you. And honestly, if you come out of the water first at 70.3 Worlds, that's probably the most competitive swim in a triathlon in the world, you know?
Maybe besides the Olympics, but yeah, there's definitely some.
Yeah, not this
I think
Olympics though.
you got some
That
street cred. Yeah, when Alistair was there.
yeah.
When Richard Vargo is leading out all the swims, those are the best.
Yeah.
Um but yeah, I
Nice.
mean we're just here passionate about swimming and triathlon and we want to help. So I guess we usually start off the episodes with a quick tip.
Yeah.
And my quick tip is it it it's about race week because I'm doing a race this weekend and don't use gear for like 3 days before a race. Just kind of hone in on that feel for the water. I'll see a lot of people like using paddles and stuff like the day before races and stuff. Just leave that stuff at home when you travel. And yeah, if you can't get through a 2K taper swim without gear, there's a bigger problem at hand. So yeah, my quick tip is leave the gear off your body for the 3 days before your race.
Nice. That honestly is almost a hot take because I know even pro triathletes who use gear. Like I've seen pro triathletes use gear in open water
Yeah.
the day before a race, and I'm like, I don't know. I think
Yeah.
I've even seen pros like I was doing a short course race and one guy was warming up in the open water with paddles, like
Yeah.
race morning, I think. So I don't
I
know.
mean, I guess people say like the paddles like warm up your shoulders and stuff, and I get it. I mean, if you're super used to it, but I mean, in the end, I just want people to use gear probably a little less. So this is
Hmm.
another reason to just kind of leave it at home, and, especially if you're going to throw on a wetsuit and swim in the open water.
Hmm.
But also, if you're going to swim before a race, be careful of the water quality. If you get there a few days before and it's a little iffy, try to find a pool and save that kind of for race day,
Hmm.
just so you don't get sick.
Yeah.
So that's another little quick tip for you.
Those are some good tips, Greg. That was like 2 for 1 special.
Two
That was
for one,
nice.
yeah, 2 for 1 special. Yeah, that's what we do sometimes. We give the people what they want.
Yeah, yeah, we do. And this set is from Simon Shee, who we actually mentioned on one of our more recent episodes. Simon Shee, pro triathlete. He was a collegiate swimmer turned triathlete, and he uses a lot of gear actually. So this is going to be interesting. Breaking down the set and why you might use this gear, why you might want to not use gear and all this kind of stuff. We're going to dive into it. So this episode is for you swim gear heads, if that's even a thing. It kind of is.
Gearheads. Yeah.
This is
And
for,
we
yeah.
love Simon on the show too. We're big fans.
Yeah. Simon,
Um,
honestly, I met him for the first time in person a couple weeks ago in Ironman Canada and super nice guy. I did a couple swims with
yeah.
him before the race, not during the race, obviously, because they canceled the swim, RIP. But yeah, so he's a super cool guy. And yeah, he gave us this set and it's cool. It's on a kickboard, it's on a lined piece of paper in Sharpie. It's easy to read, and it's a 2K choice warm up. Wow.
Yeah, I mean I like that because it's a long enough warm up. I think for someone like Simon, he knows what he's doing in the pool, so he can get away with that. I would say for our sake, maybe we would want to put a little more direction in there. You can give someone like a 600 to 1,000 maybe.
Hmm.
But if you're gonna give them 2K, like most people are gonna be like, they don't know what to do. Like they need someone to tell
Hmm.
them. So, maybe we could provide a little bit more direction in that for them.
Yeah, and the main set has a lot of fast swimming in it, short, fast swimming. So like 12 and a half, so like half the length of a 25 pool. So definitely gonna need to warm up for some speed for this set. So I mean, I usually do like around 800 to 1,000, just choice swimming. So a little bit of freestyle, a little bit of backstroke, some breaststroke. I'll usually do like 200s, you know? So like 200, just swim, just swim around. And then I'll do another 200 breathing to the left because I usually breathe to the right just to mix it up, get a little
Hmm.
both side breathing. I might swim with the buoy sometimes, just throw the buoy in there just for just a little flotation. I
Yards
saw,
are yards, you know. You got to get it in however
yeah,
you can sometimes.
the real reason I use the buoy is because I saw Nick Quinnett use it in his
Mm,
warm up, and he often dives in with the buoy in his legs. So his first few hundreds are with the buoy, and I was like, Nick
that's
Quinnett's pretty
wild.
fast. So
I hate that. I would never do that.
I know, yeah.
But
That's,
hey, and that's that different strokes for different folks too. I mean, Nick
yeah.
is, yeah, he is one of the best swimmers in the sport for sure. So I would say never do that, but then he's there doing it. So I guess I should just eat my words.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he just does it because his legs are tired from running so much or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
And if you're going into some fast stuff, like maybe you do a set of, 850s, we descend 1 to 4 to 85%, 90%. Even doing a little hypoxic, like maybe you do 825s where you go no breath on the way down, easy on the way back. Just kind of like wake your lungs up, try to like get that air deep in the lungs, kind of awaken it. So then when you're sprinting, it's not such a foreign, yeah, it doesn't feel so foreign and your lungs might not hurt as much, I guess, after that sprinting stuff. So
Yeah.
I always try to I saw with this guy in college, Tom Shields, and he was probably one of the best underwater kickers in the world at that time, like as fast as Michael Phelps. I mean, I've seen him kick like a sub 1 minute long course 100 kick. I mean, that's insane. Like that's
Wow.
low 50s short course yards. He was so good at he had massive lungs, and when he would warm up, he'd take like these huge inhales and then he'd take these like small inhales but like for 30 seconds. Like he would fill his lungs to his max capacity and then somehow just breathe and like take these little, so he's breathing in for like a minute and then he would just blast a 50-meter underwater all out. And I was just like, holy moly, this guy's a freak. So, I mean, you have to awaken those lungs for sure. And that's a prime example of that.
Yeah, that's crazy. So the Paralympics is going on or just went on recently, and I love watching the Paralympic swimming. So specifically the guys who have no arms, because
I
they're
think I know what you're talking
incredible,
about.
dude. There's one guy, I think he's from China. I think he can kick a 29-second 50 meter
Yeah,
with no arms.
he went like 106, I think, and he finishes with his head.
And
I
he
mean, it's a
hits his head
wild
against the
set.
wall, which I
It's
think is the
wild.
crazy because he's not going slow, guys. He's going
No,
fast and
that's
just
ridiculously
bangs his
fast.
head into the
And
wall.
it's basically like kicking, yeah, with your hands at your side, because it's like when we're in a streamline, you're in a streamline position, but like to
Hmm.
kick that fast on top of the water, just freestyle kick is ridiculous. And then he also has no arms, so there's so much more drag
Yeah.
hitting his shoulders. So I mean, if he had it, I mean, yeah, if he was in a tight streamline, he'd probably be going like 101 or something too. Like, so this guy is unreal. Like, he might be
And
the
he
best
doesn't
kicker
breathe.
ever.
He
Yeah,
doesn't need to breathe. It's crazy. Like
yeah.
everyone else is breathing and he's just like head down the whole time. It's insane.
Yeah, I mean, swimming fast is a lot of legs.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was a sight to see. I did see a couple of videos of that. Yeah, because the
Yeah.
guy next to him who touches out had arms. I'm like, what? That's not fair. I'm just kidding. Like,
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, what some of these people can do with like a missing limb or no arms or stuff, and how they can manipulate themselves to go through the water. It's like there's someone faster than all the triathletes in the world, and they've got one arm.
Hmm.
So swimming is just so much about body position and breathing and all these things. And yeah, I feel like this set that we're about to do, I think might help some triathletes kind of find a little more, yeah, fluidity in the water and a little more, yeah, understanding of their movements.
Yeah. So just to recap the warm up, we got 800 choice. I would recommend 4x200s, just mix it up with some stroke in there. And Greg said 8x50, descend 1 through 4, and 6 through 8. Which honestly, descending 50s, if you can't change your pace between like 4 50s, like and actually like descend down, that's something that you should try and work on a little bit more because it's really important to have like different speeds in the water. And if you're a newer swimmer, that could be really hard. You could just have like 2 or 3 speeds, like easy, medium, and fast. But like doing these 4 50s descending, super valuable, and you'll get a lot from that, I think. So that's a
Yeah.
really, really good
And
recommendation.
hone in with the clock too,
Hmm.
like the difference between 40 and 39 and 38 and 37, kind of like all those in betweens. Because if you're fast as like 2 seconds faster, it's like, well, you could have gone 1 second faster, and you try to control your effort to hit that speed. Yeah, like you said, I think a valuable tool to
Hmm.
learn for sure.
Yeah. And then 425s, um, no breath, and then easy. So you can kind of
Yeah.
recover a little bit. And then let's do what do you want to do? Like 6 1s descend?
Let's do 875s where we go. The odds are flyback breast. Well, the
Mm.
odds are IM, you skip a
Hmm.
stroke, and the even is the stroke that you skipped. That was a
Mm.
classic set for us growing up. I mean, a lot of times you just swim flyback breast and the evens are free.
Okay, yeah.
But maybe you go back breast free and you do a 75 fly. I've been doing a lot of fly in my swimming lately, and I feel like I've been feeling good off it. I'll just do a lot of 50s.
Yeah.
Maybe four in a row, like just mixed in throughout the workout. And yeah, it's kind of a good open water cheat code, as I said in the past. So I like doing that a lot. As long as you can swim fly at a reasonable
Hmm.
effort. Like the effort is
Yeah.
medium, right? It's not like
Hmm.
it's super hard for me to swim butterfly.
Yeah, for sure. Sweet. That's a solid warm up. And I think that'll be good. That'll prepare you for this main set. You want to break it down? It's like A, B, and C. I like it. Simon's very organized with this.
Very organized. Yeah. Well, he was like a software engineer or something, I think, before he got back into triathlon. So he's a smart kid for sure.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, the first set is with parachute. So you might not have a parachute. If you don't have one, it's fine. I mean, most people don't. Let's be real.
Hmm.
No one has a parachute.
I don't have a
Um,
parachute.
I mean, we only had them because the gear in college,
Hmm.
So it's 4 times 12 and a halves, floating start to fast,
Hmm.
plus 250s on the minute. The first one's build and the next one's fast, and then 100 easy. So 2 rounds of that, super short. I really like the 4 times 12 and a halves floating start to fast because a lot of races start like that.
Yeah.
And I always say you got to try to practice race scenarios, especially starting without pushing off the wall is a skill. I mean, water polo players are great about out at, changing direction, but if you don't ever do that, like you just don't know how to start. I mean, some people will end up the first thing to do is turn their head for a breath or something. It's like you might not understand how bad you are at it until you do it next to someone who's good. And yeah, if you did this set next to Simon, like and you're a pro triathlete or whoever, you'd get dominated because I'm sure he's super good at that. So I like that. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a really cool little part of the set.
Yeah. And it's probably safe to say the 12 and a half after the fast is probably easy because
Yeah.
then he
Well,
then he gets across the pool.
and it wouldn't be a full 25, I guess, right? Because you're like floating off the wall a little bit. So yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
10 fast or 10 easy at the end. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. 10 easy, something. Just get to the other side mostly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then 250s on the 1 minute. That's like 50s on the minute are super underrated, I feel like. Because you could get a lot from that. Like I think a lot of triathletes fall into the trap of because swim like triathlon's such an aerobic sport. They're like, oh, I gotta do like a short interval with like tight rest and stuff like that. But yeah, being able to swim fast at the start of races, around buoys, stuff like that, um, super helpful for open water and triathlon as a whole.
Yeah, I would agree. And this whole set that he has is about speed. It's not like, I mean, yeah, aerobic, like you're going to be working, but this is like technical speed, all these things. And when you do that paired with your aerobic engine, then you succeed. But if you just do aerobic stuff without the technical, especially in swimming, then your efficiency is low and you'll just end up fighting the water, which is what sadly most triathletes and even a lot of professional triathletes end up doing.
For sure. So yeah, I mean, I think we should just keep it how it is. This is a
Hmm.
great first part to the
Yeah.
set.
Yeah. All
Um,
right. What's B?
B is with fins, 2 rounds, 8 by 25 on the 32nd. Odds are easy, evens are fast. And this is with fins, so you're gonna be cooking. Probably gonna be doing a couple underwater dolphin kicks with the fins, really fast, really hard, and just a super powerful kick. And then 3 by 100 on the 120, which for Simon, I mean, he's probably getting 20 seconds rest at least if he's using fins on these. Maybe like on the easy, it's descending 1 through 3. So maybe on the easier ones, he's getting like 15 or something, 10 seconds rest, and then 100 easy. So kind of similar to the last one, but a little bit different. And obviously focusing on a little bit different things because using the fins. So yeah, I think that's super cool.
Yeah. And I like how it's 2 rounds and there's 100 easy in between. It's like we're not rushing here. I mean, Simon knows what he needs to execute on this workout. The goal of this workout is clear. Like it's not just fast, 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 fast. It's like really fast, super easy. And you kind of reset and yeah, focus on the task at hand. If you were to do this whole set with the warm up in entirety, like it's going to take you well over an hour.
Hmm.
But, sometimes you gotta, I mean, you could cut the warm up in half, I guess, if you want to focus on this part. But yeah, I think that's a great set. And fins, I think, are a good tool for people to understand how to move through the water at a pace that you'll never swim without them.
Hmm.
Like,
Yeah.
like essentially, it's like way faster than any pace you've ever done before. So I like that a lot.
Hmm. Yeah. Kicking with fins, it's and if you have the right fins too, I like what kind of fins do you like? Because I like the ones that aren't too long, you know?
Yeah.
They're
I
yeah.
don't use fins a bunch, but I have a pair. And
Hmm.
these are the ones we used in college. They're Arena, like
Yeah.
Power or Glide or something.
I think those are the ones we
Um,
use too.
Yeah, and exactly. They're not flippers. These aren't
Yeah, yeah.
snorkeling flippers, right? Like their fins, they bend, but not that much, and they're a little bit rigid because that's how you work them. And
Hmm.
yeah, I mean, some people might put them on like, oh, it hurts my ankles. It's like maybe you should wear them a little bit more, kind of understand that, yeah, that what it takes to kick hard and power with your legs.
Hmm. Yeah. So that's solid. 2 rounds of that. Um,
Hmm.
and it's nice that you're doing easy on the odd ones, so you get like a little bit extra rest, a little bit extra recovery because you have the 100 easy at the end. So having an adequate amount of rest really allows you to go fast, you know? Because like
Definitely.
I always try and tell people if you're gonna swim fast, swim fast. Don't swim like sort of fast or something like that, like really commit to it.
Definitely. And yeah, it's good for your technical aspects of your stroke.
Hmm.
And swimming fast like this hopefully makes your easy pace feel more easy or efficient or
Hmm.
faster for the effort, and that's kind of our goal when you do something like this.
Yeah, for sure. Um, Sweet. So yeah, that's super solid. And let's go into round C. What's that?
Yeah, super simple. It's 1050s on the 45, which is, these are Simon's intervals. He's a great swimmer. He's like a 150 200 IMer or something. Like that's proper fast. So maybe you do them on the 50 or the minute or something.
Hmm.
And descend 1 to 5 and 6 to 10. So yeah, I mean, it doesn't say number 5 and 10 are fast, but we know they are,
Hmm.
because that's how descending usually is, and 100 easy in between 2 rounds. Um, yeah, I mean, I think people and triathletes, when I see something like this, they kind of go too fast on number one, and two, it's just like number 1 and 6. Like when you finish number 5, just swim an easy 50 backstroke. Or
Hmm.
what, like you can mix in easy and then you go a little bit faster. Like you get a little off the interval. It's okay. The goals of the set are swim 50s fast, not swim my easy sort of hard and then my hard sort of not that hard, right? Like you said, swim
Hmm.
fast, then swim fast.
Yeah, definitely. And if you can get to the point to where you're actually recovering while swimming, like that's how like easy should feel. You should feel like your heart rate coming down, like you're actually like recovering and stuff. And the more efficient you are in the water, the better you can recover on your easy swimming kind of thing.
Yeah, it's a good skill. I mean, there's surging in races where you're swimming faster and then recovering, whether it's swimming, biking, or running. If you're a triathlete, I mean, that's, some running intervals you do easy jog, or biking intervals you're biking at, 150 watts or whatever is an easy wattage for you. It's not zero, right?
Hmm.
So the same as easy backstroke is your equivalent of 150 watts or 100 watts or whatever is that super easy bike interval that you do.
Yeah, totally. And dude, honestly, this is a great set. I mean,
Yeah,
I
I wouldn't change anything.
yeah.
Um, yeah, and especially for people who don't typically do a little bit of this. Yeah, in terms of a parachute, it's a little hard to simulate. I don't, yeah, I would say just do it without and it's fine. The fins, yeah, maybe get some fins. I think that would be a good tool for you if you're a triathlete and you don't have fins. Yeah, I think getting them, especially if you're trying to work on your swimming. Like
Hmm.
Simon could do no parachute, he could do no fins, he could not do all that stuff and he'd be fine. But if
Hmm.
you haven't done it in the past, like fins are probably a good tool for you to, yeah, utilize. And then yeah, the last round is just swim. And the last round is swim, and then it's 100 easy at the end, and then it's choice cool down.
Hmm.
You can't do a set like this and swim 100 and get out, or
Yeah.
50 and get out. Like you have to move for 5, 10 minutes, kind of flush that lactate out of your body as much as you can. And yeah, it's important. I always love backstroke on the cooldown. That's just kind of my MO. We're so tight in our society where we're sitting, working at our
Hmm.
desks, we're bicycling and everything, just like opening up that front side of your body, whether it's an easy backstroke or, even doing mobility and things like that, I think is super important.
Yeah. So how much warm down you thinking?
Say at least 300.
Yeah.
And yeah, just yeah, move through it easy. And hey, if you're doing a set with people and they're all getting out, and just be like, and you want to chat with them after, be like, I'll chat with you guys in 5 minutes. I'm gonna be diligent in my warm down. And that
Hmm.
happens to me, two people like wanting to chat, and I'm just like, I gotta keep going. Like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna keep going here. I gotta
Hmm.
keep finishing warm down. And especially if you have other sessions to back up, you know.
Hmm.
If you're a triathlete, you might have to run or some bike or something later, and it's really important that you that cool down properly. Sorry. It says cool down. We all know it's warm down though. It's warm down.
I don't know. I'm still kind of in the cool down camp. I don't
Yeah.
know. I didn't
Well,
grow up in that warm down society.
I guess Simon didn't either. Surprising. That's the one knock I have against him. I think he calls it cool down. Nice
Yeah.
guy, but he says cool down, so I don't know about him.
Okay, sweet. So that's a great set. Thank you, Simon, for sending this set to us. And if you guys want us to talk about your sets, send them over, guys. DM us on Instagram, Swim Sets by the Pool, and we'd love to talk about your sets. And we won't go too hard on them if they're terrible. We'll be nice,
Yeah,
just
definitely.
just tips, just little helpful tips,
We're all on the same team.
100%. 100%.
Yeah.
Okay, so closing it out, I have a simple hot take, and it is if you are doing open water swimming and you're not getting specific with what you're doing, it's just a waste of time. And what I mean by that is if you're just like going out there and you're just swimming just continuously for thousands of yards, you're not doing any turns, you're not doing any starts, you're not swimming with other people, practicing drafting. It's just like just you're wasting your time. You're better off doing this set in the pool. Because I see so many triathletes, get to they post their open water swims, on Instagram, and it's just like just long straight line after long straight line, and then they get to a race and they're a little awkward at the starts, or like some of these starts are crazy. I was watching the 70.3 in Europe and they had to run like I don't know, like to the
Oh,
first buoy, like 100 meters in like ankle deep water and stuff. And then like
yeah.
some of them were like dolphin diving in 6-inch water and probably scraping their face against the bottom. Like,
Ouch.
yeah, that's not good. And these are pros too. So yeah, you got to get specific when you're doing that open water training. And if you have the chance to ever like go out to the ocean, like if you're doing a triathlon by the beach, like spend some time, in the ocean, like before, or after the race, and get a little time like in the surf, and because it'll just make you better overall, more confident.
Definitely. Yeah, definitely. That's a big one. Confidence for sure.
So yeah, get specific. If you're not, just go to the pool. Um, and that's the episode for today. Thank you guys for listening. And if you like it, share with your friends, and see you on the next one.
Cheers. Later.